prosper. Hey, 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 prosper. Hey, 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 prosper. We need to do better for our sons and our daughters. Spock said it best, live long, prosper.
Welcome back to the LLP podcast, Live Long and Prosper. I am your host, Bernard J. Rackley, and I just want to thank y'all for tapping in. Man, boy, I tell you, these Las Vegas summers, no joke, Jack. It was hitting like 115 yesterday. I was outside. My skin started tingling. My phone actually got cut off. It said iPhone is too hot. Had to take a break. It was insane. However, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be living in this beautiful city, and I'm just grateful for every experience that comes my way. You dig? So today's episode is titled Trust. So this morning I woke up around like 1:30. I went to sleep around 9 o'clock. Woke up. Typically I have my iWatch on, or my Apple Watch on, and typically it wakes me up around 4 o'clock. And I left it on the charger last night, so I woke up. I thought it was around 3:30ish, and I walked downstairs and it was 1:30. And I'm like, man, what the heck? I mean, I'm awake now, so let me do something. I didn't want to go back to sleep, so I just cracked open the Bible, started reading the Bible, and then I started writing. So I'm like, okay, let me write. I'm up, my brain's moving and grooving, so let me just start writing. So today I actually wrote the podcast, so excuse me if I look down or you hear some papers ruffling. But just today is about trust. So sometimes God takes us on a journey that we didn't even know we needed to bring us closer to everything that we wanted. Now, this was a quote that I heard the other day, and I put it on one of my videos, and it just resonated with me. That God takes us on these journeys or God has taken me on a journey that I didn't know I needed to bring me closer to everything I wanted. And life has to be lived forward, but can only be understood looking back. So, looking back on my journey, walking away from music was the hardest thing that I had to do thus far. And it was the hardest choice that I made, because I had made a lot of sacrifices for that dream. My first son, I wasn't in his life, and I just kept telling myself, once I hit that platinum record, or once I get a record deal, it'll just be all worth it, and 14 years in, he was 13, 14 years old, and I was just overwhelmed with reality. I just was overwhelmed with my results at that time, and I just really felt it was time for me to make a shift. You know what I mean? And so I made that shift. And within that 14-year span, it felt like I was in the movie Groundhog Day. It just felt like every year was the same year, over and over and over. I would have these. I would record this music, I'll record these songs, I'll get this high, and then I'll put them out, and then nothing would happen. I'll record this song, I'll do this mixtape, do this album, put it out, and nothing would happen. You know what I mean? And I would just, at that point, when I started to have that transition period, it was just very awakening. It was an awakening, because like I said, it was 14 years of the same exact year, and maybe I'll move to a different house, maybe I move to a different city. However, emotionally and mentally, it was the same exact year. Confused, angry, and frustrated. That's just how I ended the year. Came into it with hope and excitement, and then in the year, confused, angry, and frustrated. So that's what was happening. That was happening throughout my musical career. And then one year I got the opportunity to go to Hawaii, and that year changed my whole paradigm on life in general, because I had put so much emphasis on creating a life on my terms, creating life on my way, that I had never really even been willing to accept life on any other terms. I used to tell people I either want to be a platinum artist or a bum. Like, it was no in between. I wanted to be this or nothing. And I heard Will Smith say some things like, hey, you have to have a plan A and no plan B. And I think that works for some. However, I think that could be very dangerous for some as well. And so at that point, we had went on vacation, and we got to stay up in Hana. I don't know if you guys know where Hana is, but Hana is like at the top of the island. So it's like top of the mountain. It's like a 2.5 hour drive. Beautiful, beautiful drive. And we got to stay up there, and it was amazing. You know what I mean? And as I was sitting on the beach that day, we stayed there for like 3 days. And on Monday, when we got to go down to the beach, it was just empty, and we just got to sit there. Me, my girlfriend at the time, my wife, and our best friends, Dan and Christy. And we're sitting there, and this dog walks up to me. This dog just walks up to me and sits next to me. And at that time, I felt like, I was like, why is dog sitting next to me? Of all four of us, why is it sitting next to me? And I felt like maybe this is, at a point I was like, maybe God's trying to talk to me. I don't know. I'm a few beers deep already. However, I felt like God was trying to talk to me right there. But at that point, I really didn't want to hear him. However, I did feel like this was interesting. Why would this dog just come sit right next to me? However, that encounter stuck with me when I got back to the mainland, and that experience, it planted a seed in my consciousness. Because I never knew a place like that even existed. I seen it in pictures. It was something that I always wanted to do far out. I see myself, I see myself going to Hawaii one day. However, being in that environment, it was eye-opening, because I've never felt that warmth at night. If you've never been to Hawaii, the nights are incredible. They're just warm. You can wear shorts. Never felt nothing like that before. Going into the water, that salty, that salt water is a different kind of salt. And man, I had some of the best banana bread. They have these little stops as you go up the mountain, and I had the banana bread was amazing, because they grow the bananas right there on the island. So it just made me aware that I had been operating from such a limited vision. I had only really wanted to travel if I was going to perform. That's the only way I even saw myself leaving California was, hey, if I leave here, it's going to be to perform, and that's it. Like, I'm performing or nothing. So being in that environment, it just gave me a whole different paradigm shift. So a couple of months after getting back from Hawaii, that's when I just really surrendered to God. I was just in the studio one day, and I just felt like this weird energy, and it was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm done doing it my way. I'm open to doing it your way. And looking back on it, it's like we get what we ask for. And at that time, all I really asked for was, I just wanted to rap. I didn't really have any concrete goals. I didn't have anything written down. I know I just wanted to rap, and create. And that's what God allowed me to do. I had my own studio. I had access to any show that I was willing to pay for, and some that were free. However, I had all the things that I really wanted in my mind. Even though I wanted to sell 1 million copies of, I wanted to sell 1 million records. I wanted to do all these things. I never really had them written down as concrete goals or created a plan to get to there. I just created music, put it out, and just kind of let the world do it. Let the universe do what it's gonna do. And so getting into insurance, it was a much needed blessing, because it taught me how to set goals. It taught me that I am more capable than I give myself credit for. I got to get out there and create some sales, which I had never done before legally. So I got out there, I got to learn a script. I got to learn how to sit kneecap to kneecap with people, how to go knock on some doors and introduce myself. And so it was a much needed blessing in my growth. You know what I mean? So and it introduced me to PSI, which is a Personal Success Institute, which is a personal development community. And PSI has equipped me with some great tools, on becoming a better me as well. And I think that's what life is all about. Like, life is a journey of self-discovery. You dig? I like one of the analogies that we are the architects of our reality. You know what I mean? But every architect needs certain tools to even create that blueprint. You dig? You need certain tools. And And personal development has given me certain tools to move forward with the better existence. You dig? So however, this year, 2020, 2023 is feeling reminiscent of that 2014 transition year. And I just I'm telling myself I have to trust in God and let God guide my steps through this next journey. It's uncomfortable right now. It's uncomfortable. There's a lot of uncertainty in me right now. Like I know I want to do this. I know I want to be the best podcaster I can be. I'm working on getting into my speaking career as well. Working on my coaching program, things of that nature. However, I know I have to do more. I have a family to support, so I just can't be doing airy fairy dreamy stuff too. All day. So I'll start my job on Monday, and I'm a little doubtful with myself right now. I'm having a little self-doubt, and so today was just like, man, trust that God is going to put you in a position that you're going to grow. It's going to be uncomfortable for sure. It's over 115 degrees. I'm gonna be outside door knocking. Hey, it is what it is. I got to get out there. I got a family support. I got people that depend on me. So I'm gonna step out there and do the best that I can. You dig? And I'm gonna still do this. I'm gonna do this in the mornings and go do that when I work. So I'm just gonna step into this new phase and give it everything I got. And just lean on God and know that God has got me in the right position to take me to the next step. Because even with insurance, it brought me to the next step. With insurance, I was able to buy my wife a ring. I was able to marry my wife, and we had Benjamin in that process. You know what I mean? So it wasn't the worst experience. You know what I mean? Some good things came out of that experience. So looking into this next phase of my life, I know there's going to be some good things coming out of this experience as well. So I just have to trust. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, was just trust. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this quote, and it says, "Trusting yourself even when you don't know how things will work out for you is a powerful way to let the universe know that you are ready to receive. What is destined for you is making its way. Everything is in your favor. Trust it." So I came across that quote this morning, and I was just like, okay, there you go. Just trust it. Everything is in your favor. Just trust it. So wherever you are in life today, just trust that God is on your side and God is working in your favor. You dig? So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Friday flow. That's one of my favorite days of the week, baby. So the tag, man. Keep going and keep growing. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Prosper, hey, 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 prosper, hey, 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 prosper. We need to do better for our sons and our daughters. Spock said it best, live long, prosper.